Because if you haven't seen Papa Green Shoes, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They're a whole different experience.
You
guys are fun because you don't just get up and play songs. You go to an experience. It's like almost going and seeing a theater show or something. It's like you leave kind of like, I just saw Papa Green Shoes. You don't leave like, oh, we danced to some 80s songs.
What was the name of that band?
Yeah, right. So
there's always an argument about cover and original bands.
We do covers.
Yeah, but you also have originals.
Yeah, we do. We sprinkle them in there.
You sprinkle them in there.
But the covers we do are B-side stuff, and that was a part of the plan.
100%. I totally agree with you.
We wanted to do songs that we wanted to do.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
We do B-side stuff.
And it works.
Stuff from, not real obscure, but different artists, Lucas Nelson tunes, not doing Willie Nelson tunes, we're doing Lucas Nelson tunes.
Right, right.
Just different B-side stuff.
And
of course, you sometimes have to throw the gimmies at them. But our whole thing kind of morphed into being more of a dance thing. It's a rhythm and groove thing. Just go, go, go. Add some sax and keys and bass. And
you've got a whole band that sings, and I freaking love that. That's one of my favorite things about you guys is, as a singer, I have to say that, I guess. But no, everybody sings and sings well, and you guys blend so well together, and I really, really enjoy that. And when you guys, just you and Stoney take the stage, and you just kind of do some songs, whether
Cotton Boys.
Whether it's Chris Stapleton or whatever, it's a really a nice moment. And it's so funny because when you're coming up as a dance band participant or singer or band member, so many people tell you just got to keep it punching all the time, and you can't do a slow song to end a set. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Because when I hear you guys do That's the Difference, and you end the set, it makes me sit there and go, what are they going to do next? Like, that's what I feel when I see you guys do that song. Is like, oh, I want to hear more of this. Because you just rocked my ass off, and you were playing with it. But I want to see more after that, because all the emotion that was involved in that song.
There's a balance between being the Bel Airs, which is a dance band. You go watch the Bel Airs, and the Bel Airs, that dance floor is packed non-stop from start to break to start to finish. It's ridiculous.
Sure.
So that, keeping it at whatever beats a minute, or keeping whatever groove, and keep whatever head rocking's going on, and then balancing the idea of entertainment, because we want to throw a little entertainment in there
and emotion.
Well, we did the last time we played, and this stuff happens organically, because when we did the 5 years at the Riff on Thursdays, it was sometimes difficult to think, what are we going to do tonight, Dan? What are we going to do different? You got any ideas?
Right.
What do you want to do, Tara?
Right.
Sandy, Joe, what do you think? Casey, at the last minute, right before our last gig, says, hey, how about we start the show this way, and then we'll end that set with Serve Somebody, which is a slower tune. And it's
I love that song.
It has 8 verses.
Yeah.
So he says, when we get to Serve Somebody, let's go a cappella. Let's get them singing it, and then let's walk off that stage.
Yeah.
And keep singing.
But when we start, now it's break. Now we're on break. When we come back from break, we start over by the sound booth, and we're just huddled. And the bar's going, and we tell Soundboy,
bring it down.
Slide her down. As soon as Josh hits slide her down, Serve Somebody.
Nice.
And we take
it back in.
I like that.
And we taked in right where we left off.
Yeah.
Did 3 out of the 8 verses, and then went into the next tune.
Oh, that's really cool.
So whatever we can do to change it up, not be the same set, the same stuff.
Yeah.
We're only 4 guys and instruments, and only so many moments in the world.
Yeah.
But we try to mix it up.
Yeah. It's awesome. That it reminds me of times when a band I was in, Johnny Q. Public, did some of those same things. We would play a lot of the same scenarios, but we needed to do something different than we just did the last time. Sometimes it didn't work.
Right.
Like sometimes,
and then you just go back to what you know works.
Yeah. You go back to, whoa, man, we had this big idea of starting with this big moody entrance, this kind of like this droney kind of like low voice thing. And at the end of the night, it was like that didn't work.
Well, that's part of it.
Yeah.
But it's part of it.
That's
You
totally
gotta,
part of it.
Until you try it,
Well, and that's
you
the
don't
neat.
have any idea.
I've said it so many times. The neatest part about being with Papa Green Shoes is if anybody comes up with an idea, you can throw it to a thread, and everybody says, "Sure." And then if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Mm-hmm. And if it worked, well, we're not going to do it next week.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll wait
Right.
6 months, a year down the road, whatever. We don't do I don't run around on this floor all the time doing the drum solo thing.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't do the drum line thing all the time. We don't do the solo thing all the time. We don't do the in and out real emotionally all the time. We don't, throwing a brick through the window. That's one of our lines.
Yeah.
That's how you start.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to start our show.
Yeah.
Well, you can start your show either like in a nice little and you're just grooving. You're in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Right? Or you could start a slow up with something as slow as, like a ballad.
Yeah. Whiskey and You or something.
Something, really slow. And then you're grabbing people a much slower way. But for some reason, if you have them by the end of that slow one, it'll be easy to throw a brick through the window.
Right.
So if you're in a weird environment and you think, good God, we're one step away from chicken wire here,
Right.
and get your fucking bricks out. Because we're going to throw a brick through the
Yeah.
window.
Right.
What the hell? Yeah.
And it's just, you got to, read
Yeah.
it, read it, do it.
I want to come back to, you mentioned Lou Davidson. He was the second guitar player I ever played with when I was 22 years old.
Oh, my.
He was, we had a 4-piece band, and I was trying to play keyboards, and I say trying. And we were on the road. I started freaking, bam, 22, let's go. Yeah, 6 weeks at a time. And he was very knowledgeable. He was a bit of a prick sometimes, I will say.
Yes.
But he was very knowledgeable. And so randomly, we were playing this place called the Riverside Inn in Grand Island, Nebraska. And it was a hotel lounge. Mm-hmm. Here's a road band playing the hotel lounge. And we're playing our country. It was country. Mm-hmm. Country covers, a little bit of rock and roll at the end of the night. And so randomly, it was a very slow night, Monday through Saturday. Fucking kids that are watching Monday through Saturday, 4 or 5 hours a nights, whatever. That's what we did back then. Okay, peace. 2 nights in a row. I'm so tired. Anyway, so
you get to leave your gear.
Shit. So we're playing one night, and maybe it was a Thursday. I don't know. Random night at this place. And he's like, there's nobody here. Let's just do this. And he starts doing Some Glad Morning When This Night Is Over. And the three of us, the bass player, the drummer, and me, starts this, and we fucking perfect harmony. We never rehearsed this.
Right.
I'll Fly Away as the last song of the night.
Moments. Yeah.
And it was just like, that was fucking cool. Mm-hmm. Like we did it, and the 4 people and the bartender were like, oh my God, it was great. Mm-hmm. So then you get such a good response from the 4 people and the bartender, and just the band feeling. The band feeling was like, oh my God, that was so good. We did it the next night, which was probably a Friday or a Saturday. And most people were like, this is so great. Like, whatever. And a cappella. There was no guitar, no nothing. Mm-hmm. It was just all of us just singing. And blah, blah, blah. And then every once in a while, we would continue to do that as the last song of the night at 1 o'clock in the morning. And every once in a while, you get the asshole that's like, this isn't church. This is a bar. Right. And then everybody would look at him and go, shut up.
Right.
Yeah.
Because no matter where you come from, what's your background, that song, if you listen to the lyrics, is pretty freaking cool.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got 4 people singing a cappella in really good harmony, and it was really freaking cool. So that was a really cool Lou Davidson moment I just want to share with you, since you said you played with him.
I was on the road with him for a few months with Donnie Snow. And
Yeah,
I was
I know
17,
Donnie too.
And they cut my teeth.
Right.
They taught me well.
And they can be pricks.
Lou would drink so much rum. He was a rum drinking machine. But he was also the guy that would teach you. He actually helped me with timing, because he'd say, you're rushing everything, kid.
He said the same shit
You're
to me.
rushing everything. Everything's rushing. You're rushing. You're rushing. You're rushing. Right. Well, and I probably didn't even know what a metronome was at the time, because I didn't grow up on a metronome.
How old were you when you played with him?
17.
17.
Yeah, I was 17. And I took off on the road with Donnie Snow and Lou Davidson to the hotel circuit.
Right.
And that's that 70s switch
Sure.
over, the lounge lizard thing. You know?
Yep.
And we probably played 4 or 5 nights a week. It'd probably back down to
Right.
that. But we would do just your typical, Amarillo by Morning and, all the brown-eyed girls
Yep.
and all the freaking
Yep.
bullshit songs.
We
from back
would
in the
do
day.
Moni Moni and all that shit too.
You know what? Lou was a fun guy to hang around with because he was never, even though he's really abrasive, he was never a dick. It's like he really wasn't trying to be a dick. He was really trying to be more of an educator, is at least how I kind of took it.
And I think after some time I realized that.
Oh, yeah.
But being a fledgling singer's band member, I was 22 and he was already 42 or something. He was like much older than me.
Oh, he's older than me at the time.
And so, however old he is of you is me too. But I took a lot of it very abrasively. But by the time he was with me, he had changed to vodka, and he was maybe a handle a week with vodka.
Oh, easy.
And but he was still and he played keys too, harmonica, all this kind of fun stuff.
He understood music.
He did. And so there were times that I absolutely learned from him for sure. But there were times that I was like, what the fuck? Can you teach me instead of talk at me?
Right.
At me.
Right.
I was the chick singer, and he was actually, I have to say this, you'll giggle. He actually was like wondering why I got a full cut of a pay because I only sang
Madman
and played a
shit.
little bit of keys.
Madman shit.
Now we're 1992, right?
Right.
So that
Still
was
living
part
in
of
the 60s.
That was part of the prickville of Lou. But I will say, I think you're right when it came to a point of like he was really seriously trying to educate. He just didn't know how. He didn't know how.
By the time I met Lou, you ain't got enough to bring at me, dude. You know what I mean? I've been living under Jimmy.
Right?
I've been living under all these people.
I didn't have
I've had
any of that.
So many people rip my ass about playing drums since 13 to 17. I spent the last 4 years in the Springfield industry, and these people, you're just a drunk cowboy.
Right.
That plays Telecaster.
Yeah.
So twang your ass on down to the motel
Twang
room, and I'll
your
fucking
ass.
talk to you tomorrow morning.
Twang your ass on down to the motel room.
Tune in live every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central.
On the Unsung Screamers Facebook page, YouTube channel, and Twitter.
And check out our Unsung Screamers podcast.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
Ah!